Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Sadie Has No Friends, which I officially do not today. It's just me solo, but I've got a lot of things that I want to talk about, and I want to jump right into it. And one of the things that I want to talk about, which I find so incredibly interesting, is that you can get an Airbnb and it's based on the movie Beetlejuice. Have you seen the new movie Beetlejuice? Because it is so good. It is so good. A lot of people were torn on whether they liked it or not, but I thought it was absolutely amazing. But you can now stay at the Beetlejuice house. I'm going to post photos if you watch on any of our social media, or if you're on the YouTube channel and you watch full episodes, you can see this amazing house. I just want to live in the house. I don't just want to stay there. I just want to live in the house. But the residence features well, first of all, it was in the first Beetlejuice movie, and then it was in the second, so you can say it was in both of them. It's part of the iconic location, which I didn't know that you can go on to Airbnb and you can look for iconic locations to stay. Did you know that? I had no idea. Now, this residence is located in the small hamlet of Hillsborough, New Jersey, and you'll be in the world of Beetlejuice. There's artwork done by Catherine O'Hara. I'm reading this off the article. There's artwork that's done by Catherine O'Hara. She played Delia, the stepmother, and there's even like upstairs. I'm reading. This is so cool. You go upstairs, and there's the tiny town that somebody made the tiny town. So anyway, naturally, here's where my head goes. Where I love the movie Beetlejuice. I would love to stay at the Beetlejuice house, but I have had since maybe I was like 9 or 10, I have had the biggest crush on Michael Keaton, who plays Beetlejuice. Not one of his sexier parts. Showtime. Oh my gosh, I had such an amazing crush on him growing up. And I don't know, maybe it was during the Batman years. It really wasn't during Beetlejuice time, but it's kind of one of those things where even as an adult, I'm like, huh, Michael Keaton. I don't know, he's holding up pretty well. And a lot of these actors, they don't hold up well. So that's one of those celebrity crushes where my friends will be like, that's so gross. That's so weird. My very best friend in the whole wide world, she loves Chris Hemsworth. She thinks he's just the hottest. I don't know, why am I not into Chris Hemsworth? I just think that nothing. Isn't that weird how everybody kind of has like this strange taste in what they're sexually attracted to? Because I look at somebody like Thor and I am like, oh, look at that guy. Zero interest. But Michael Keaton, who kind of has like strange features. He's an interesting looking, like he's not cookie cutter Hollywood hot, but yet I have always had such a huge crush on him. And he held up very well. So I put it up across social media for Sadie Has No Friends because I like to put up different polls, different questions, different ways that we can interact. That's what I did. I told my embarrassing celebrity, I don't want to say it's embarrassing because what if he hears this, which he won't, but what if in a strange way this is something that he happens upon and he gets offended by that. I don't want to say weird crush in a negative way. I want to say maybe you're not the cookie cutter type of person where you think the person that everybody else thinks is hot, you're like, oh, not so much. So anyway, I put it up on the Sadie Has No Friends Facebook page. And let me just tell you, Deanna, she says, and I could see this. She puts a picture up because I said, listen, extra points if you can put a picture up of who your crush is, just in case somebody doesn't know who you're talking about. But I know who this is. Deanna loves her some Gordon Ramsay. And I think that the reason why Deanna does is because he may not, again, physically have the traits of somebody where you'd be like, Thor. He'd make a perfect Thor. but he's so, like, assertive, and he takes control, and I think women are totally attracted to that, so Deanna, that's fine. Now Heather, this one's a little weird in my opinion, Heather, and I don't wanna judge you in any way, but Heather came back and she said, "Billy Bob Thornton." Billy Bob Thornton, which I think it's just because I'm biased because I have a shitty Billy Bob Thornton story, so let me tell it to you, and I hope this doesn't dash your horny dreams, Heather, but this is Billy Bob from what I experienced in real life. I was going to interview him, and he was at such an interesting stage in his life with, like, Angelina Jolie, and they're drinking each other's blood, and between his people and between the people at iHeart and corporate. I was told I'm not allowed to ask about blood and sucking blood of each other and like normal questions that I feel like they might ask on the Today Show, but whatever, I let it go. I asked him questions about his band cuz he was kind of an a-hole. See, I'm ruining this poor girl. Heather, he was a total a-hole, and he was really rude, and he only wanted to talk about his band, and we had to play a song, and the song was not very good, and I don't even have to push
Allegedly.
because I was there and I heard it, and it was no bueno. So, I'm sorry if I ruined your crush. Here is one from Patricia. She wrote in and she says, I'm 32 and I have always, for as long as I can remember, had a strange attraction to Steve Martin. Maybe it started when he was on Father of the Bride. That's when I remember kind of noticing him as a child. She says that, it's not that crazy. I think Steve Martin is a very good looking fella. He plays the banjo too. He's like this insane banjo player, which I find is sexy because of he can play an instrument. Anyway, she says, here's the weird thing. The weird thing is people my nose ring. I'm so sorry if you're watching. I'm not picking my nose. I just got this new nose ring and oh my god, it's so itchy. But anyway, back to this. She says, Steve Martin, good looking fella, always had kind of a fantasy about him. But here's the weird deal. Everyone says, hey, your dad looks just like Steve Martin. And so she actually added a question on, and I will pass this question on social media, I guess. Well, I guess you can go and see it yourself on Facebook and give advice because she says, should I be concerned that I'm sexually attracted to somebody who many say look like my father? And I don't know what to tell you. A lot of people say my father looks like Wilford Brimley.
I'm Wilford Brimley, and I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about diabetes.
I can honestly say I've never been like, Cocoon was so hot. Okay, so I'm laughing because I do not believe in judgment, but I think when people are close enough friends to you, they can be completely honest with you. And I was saying, I put up on Facebook, like open up and let people know who is your weird crush. And mine, I don't think is that weird. It's Michael Keaton. I think he's so hot. But of course, and this is what a best friend should do. If you have a best friend, they should be completely just just go for the jugular. And she wrote, "The older the better for you. I'm surprised he's not in a wheelchair." She's also the guy who likes Thor. So I'm like, bitch, get in line. At least the line for Michael Keaton is shorter than the line for Thor. So whoever's going to get the front of the line, it ain't going to be you, girl. I love you, though. I'll call you later. I guess you've always known it's true. Do you ever put like a song on repeat? I have this serious thing where I have a certain number of favorite songs that I've had for like a million years. Or I'll hear a new song and I'll just become like addicted to this song. And one of my favorite songs that I turn on a loop. It just is embarrassing. I don't even care. Today is a day of embarrassment, but I love that song, and it came out in, like, 1990, and it was Madonna, "Take a Bow."
I've always been in love with you.
So gross, and sometimes I come in my studio, and I close the door, and I whisper to Alexa to play it on loop, and then, like, 4 hours later, I am still jamming out
You've always known it's true.
to that song. I don't think that's weird. Maybe it's weird. Okay, now would be a really good time to break in and talk to you about my friends over at Christiana Salon Spa. They don't just do hair. I know I've been talking about this golden chestnut. Oh my God. It's like chestnuts on an open fire. There's a little bit of blonde. So if there's like the right light, by God, it looks amazing. So maybe you already have beautiful hair. Well, congratulations to you. But they do other things, like how about a massage? Or how about a facial? Or how about they use the hot stones? They can do a paraffin dip, they can wax. If you have any questions about what any of these things are, because they accept men too. They have a whole men's area. So maybe a man wants to go in and get a haircut and a shave and a paraffin dip, and he doesn't know what that is. Well, just wait, dude. You are going to, it's orgasmic. You'll be on cloud nine. All you have to do is just go and see my friends at Christiana Salon and Spa. You can go to christianasalonspa.com. And when you make your appointment, be sure to mention the podcast. Sadie has no friends, and you're going to get 10% off. I love me a good deal. Something that I have seen pop up a couple times in the news this week, Giselle Bundchen, she's officially pregnant. You know, she got a divorce from Tom Brady for her jujitsu boyfriend. The jujitsu, see, this is what happens when you get too much money, folks, is you start bringing people into your home like a jujitsu instructor, and they're giving your wife like private jujitsu lessons. And before you know it, she is pregnant. His name is Joaquim Valentine, and he got her pregnant. Could you imagine Tom Brady? But you know what? Now this is just coming from a woman who knows like absolutely nothing about sports. So again, please forgive me if I sound so stupid. But coming from a woman's perspective, it seemed to me like Tom Brady just could never let go. He just couldn't let go. And so she just kept supporting him and supporting him and support. And you know, she lived a good God, the life this woman has led has been amazing. She also did a lot of that herself with all of her modeling that she did, but she put that on hold to raise kids, and then he quit, and it was like, yeah, which that always bums me out when like a pro athlete will quit at the height and then they decide to come back. It's like they get something in their system where they can't stop. And so they decide to come back, and then it ends up being like then the legacy, like Brett Favre, you know? You're not thinking about all the amazing things that he did. You're thinking about it's him texting his wiener to people, right? That's what I think about. So Tom Brady, of course, didn't text anybody. He's doing, I guess he's doing some of those shows. Again, please don't be disgusted that I know very little about sports, but he does kind of that sideline stuff in sports where he's up in the booth. And they say that he's kind of struggling with getting used to that, which it's fine, Tom. We've totally all been there. I'm sure you're doing a wonderful job, but ooh, ooh, he picked his career.
Allegedly.
We're going to be rolling out a brand new segment on the podcast because I am a nosy biatch and I love hearing about other people's problems. Now, this is something that's going to be airing every single Tuesday. It's going to be Tell All Tuesday, where you can write in and you can let us know if there is something that you are dealing with, whether it's something with your family, whether it's something sexually, whether it is something going on with a friendship. Are you kind of dealing with an impasse in your life? I did not go to college to help anybody for this stuff, but I did go for 2 semesters to Front Range Community College. So, if you're looking for somebody to help you, well, then you can write in. Just find me on social media and slide into my DMs, as the kids would say, and let me know what your issue is. I have to admit that I'm also going to be kind of dipping into the world of Reddit for this as well. So I know that this is not necessarily, if you were listening in real time, this is not, you're not hearing this on a Tuesday, it's on a Wednesday, but this is kind of me saying, hey, every Tuesday we're going to be doing this. So if you got a problem, let me know before next week so we could maybe get you some help, because I will also post the problem on social media. You can remain anonymous and then people can comment. And I tell you, the kindest people in the world are the ones who will comment on social media. So here's the issue for today. Ready? Here's the title. And I just have to think, what would I do? My friend caught my husband on Tinder. Now, Tinder, if you're old like me, it's like a dating app where, and I used to work with girls who were on Tinder, and it was just my favorite thing to sit there. And I'm like, what? You just swipe through, and there's also apps where if you just want to like hook up, this is insanity. If you just want to hook up and have sex, there are apps where it's like, and I have also worked with people, and we've got, I'm not going to say names, but we've gone on travel trips together where they are on their phone. They are looking for the city we're going to find someone to with. And I'm like, damn, all on the company's time. You have sure figured it out. But let's get to the story. It says, a 29-year-old female, and my husband, who is a 38-year-old male. Ooh, see, now I feel bad. They're expecting their very first baby. Oh, I'm 30 weeks pregnant, and my coworker, who is also a really good friend, approached me at work asking, does your husband have a brother? That's a really solid way to ask a question smoothly. You happen to have a twin brother who looks just like you? And this woman said, yeah. Wait, what? My coworker, who was also a good friend, approached me at work asking, does your husband have a brother that looks like him? Okay, I had it right. This woman who is writing the letter, she said, yes, he does. Why? And then she asked, is his name John? To which I replied, no, it's not. See, if you were true good work friends, you'd be like, what? What? What'd you see? You better tell me. To where these two, they're playing back and forth. Someone's worried about HR. Then she explained that she was scrolling on Tinder and came across his profile. She showed me the screenshots. Those don't die, folks. You take pictures, you better hope you look good, because a bunch of people that you don't know may see them. And she said she was shocked to see that indeed her husband is currently on Tinder and using a fake name. Now, here's some backstory. She says, we actually met on Tinder, and he used the same photos for this profile as he did when I came across his profile. So that means he's a liar, because he's just posted old photos. I know that's the least of the issues here, but let's just point that out. And also the same biography after we met 8 years ago. So this also says that the guy is incredibly lazy when it comes to trying to find somebody. So he's clearly not looking for anybody serious. This is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. Doesn't seem like he's looking for anything serious. He just wants to hook up. She says, I was out of town working about 100 miles away, and my friend had her Tinder set to the furthest distance radio. I can't read today. I was out of town working about 100 miles, my friend had 8 years ago. Oh, okay. Okay. I go out of town for work, usually around 100 miles. My friend had her Tinder set to the furthest okay, but then why does it matter where you're going? God. How about this? We have to go out of town for our jobs, my coworker and I, usually around 100 miles. And my friend has her Tinder set to the furthest distance radius possible. When I found out this information, my theory is that he goes onto Tinder, and this is from the woman who wrote the letter, who found her husband on Tinder. She says, my theory is he goes on Tinder to try to hook up with women while I'm away going on these work trips, paying your bills, mofo. Either that or this is just kind of a one off thing. So she's wondering, is he looking for a relationship? Because his Tinder hasn't changed since I met him. So if he were truly looking for a new relationship, wouldn't he be posting like, these are the pictures that you're going to get, and this is how good I've been looking, and I've aged, but I'm aging well, and here's my biography. I mean, 8 years truly changes a person and how they look and what they do and all the things that they learn. So she says, should I be that concerned? First of all, you should be concerned not what he put in his bio or his profile picture. Honey, you should be concerned that he is on Tinder. This is a big deal. She said, should I blow up our whole lives not knowing the truth? Like, is he just what is he even looking for? Is this him? What if it's not him, but it is him? Because she said the bio was the same. Okay, so we need to come to the fact that your husband is on Tinder, so he's looking to hook up with somebody. She says, what should I do? This could blow up our whole lives. We have a baby on the way. She says, I haven't even approached him about this because I just don't know the best way to go about it. See, that's where we're different, is because his shit would have been lit on fire already in the front yard. But we're different people, different folks, different strokes. So that's my advice. Light his shit on fire. But what's your advice? All you have to do is go on to social media. That's where I post these questions, and you can let me know what you think. Got some really interesting comments off of this. People are very passionate about a woman who found her husband on Tinder. And a lot of people, well, first of all, the number one, I had 34 comments, and out of those 34 comments, majority of them said, girl, you got to communicate with him. What is going on? Why is he trying to meet people on Tinder? You also have to ask yourself, is this a repeated offense? Is this something that you've seen before, or is this completely out of the blue? Were you having a baby to kind of try to fix something in the relationship? Or again, is this completely out of the blue for you? Sandra, she wrote in and she had a pretty good comment. She said, it is about communication. You have to communicate with your partner because as relationships goes on, as a relationship will go on, it will change. It will morph into what people want. And so you either have to get on board or you got to jump off board. So what does that mean, Sandra? Is she supposed to just be like, hey, I see you're on Tinder. Mind if I join you? It's crazy. Sandra, we're not going to take any more of your comments, Sandra. Just kidding. Another comment that I really liked came from Hannah, and Hannah said, you have to leave before the baby is born. Now, this is probably insanely overwhelming to the woman who wrote in, but in all honesty, once the baby is born, it's going to get a whole hell of a lot messier. So you have to make sure that you have your affairs in order. Another one that I really liked came from Hannah, and Hannah said she had a different perspective on it. She said, you are about to have a baby. You need to get out before the baby is born because this is toxic behavior, which I would totally agree, Hannah. I feel like this guy's a schizoid, and I'm sorry, lady who wrote. That's not nice to say, but it's just how I feel. But this guy is a schizoid, and it's just only going to get harder with a child. And you don't want to put your kid in that situation. Again, please don't listen to me because I have zero experience in any of that stuff. I have zero experience in relationship. I'm not an expert. I'm not a sex expert. I'm just an average girl that knows what I like. And this is what I tell my friends. And you're my friend. So this is what I'm going to tell you. This is how we talk. It seems like the common theme, whether it's Sandra or it's Hannah or it's Sarah, they all say, because Sarah wrote in as well, and she said, communication, you got to communicate what's going on. First of all, he has to know that you know. He has to know that you know. You have to go to him and say, I found this out. And again, this is where we differ, where it would have been like an immediate, what is this shit? But that's okay. People deal with these kinds of shocking things differently. And so, but you got to get over that hump. You got to tell them. You got to face it. You poor thing. You're hormonal, you're pregnant. This guy is an asshole. Leave him. Sometimes I think I give negative advice. I swore I wouldn't do this, but I have to do it because it's something that is in the world right now. It's something that people are talking about. It's the P. Diddy thing. I'm sorry. I waited till the very end of the podcast to jump into this in case you're not interested, but this is just getting so big. So many lawsuits are coming out. Here's my question though. Where is the list of people who have done horrible things? To me, this is very reminiscent of the Epstein situation where it's like, oh my God, everyone's on this list. Sinbad was riding to that private island.
Allegedly.
The Clintons were going to that private island.
Allegedly.
And then we never saw who was actually on the planes, who was actually doing all these horrible things. And do you kind of feel like a lot of people forgot about it? It's like we just kind of moved on to the next sensational thing, like Hawk Girl came out and changed that. But with P. Diddy, this stuff just keeps coming out and he's continually getting sued for things. But again, to me, and these are some final thoughts, to me, when are we actually going to find out who these other people are? It's like they're waving something in front of our face. And what scares me is, are you trying to get our attention over here? And that way we can do something over here. That's what worries me about this stuff. But I'm like a dog where I'm like, what? P. Diddy did what? And then I get sucked in. So I guess I'm the problem. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble today. But I'm not really rambling alone because I'm hopefully rambling with you. Be sure to reach out. You can find me on all social media. Send me messages. Again, if you have any questions, if if you need advice on anything, if there's something in particular that you want to hear us talking about, and by us, I mean myself and whoever comes in, whoever wanders into the Zen Den, which is what I call my home studio. If you wander, it has shag carpet. I put it in. I put in shag carpet because my theme is totally like, I don't even know. I guess I don't even know what the theme is, but I love it. So if you have any issues, any questions, be sure to write to me and be sure to watch full episodes on the YouTube channel and follow us across all platforms. Download. You've probably totally checked out by now. So if you haven't, thank you for sticking with me. And I'm so excited. It's going to be a great rest of the week of shows. So don't miss one single one. And I want to end it by saying thank you to just such a great show sponsor. I'm able to do this and I'm able to do it because of the show sponsors, whether that's Christiana Salon Spa, whether that's Casey's Pest Control, or my friends at Garage Door Service and Sales who have been in business for decades. These are the folks. And what's even more beautiful is each one of them, they're small business owners and they have been the most supportive sponsors of this podcast. They've really helped us get to different levels to be able to do different things. Soon we're going to be starting a messaging program that I'm really excited about because I want to hear your voice. So these things would not be possible without the sponsors. So garage door service and sales, whether you're just looking to change up the look of your home or you need something fixed, big job, small job, they do it all. And when you call them, be sure to mention the podcast and get one of those wood look garage doors, but like dark wood. Okay. You'll thank me later. GarageDoorService.com. Bye, guys.